Home. This is Truth is Everlasting, Lion's Den. I am Yahawashi. I camp out with Lion's Den, Hawan Ben Yeshua in Jacksonville, Florida. But first, I'd like to give a prayer to the Father, to the Son, to the elders, to the archons, and to the women and children. Kal, Halayim La, Yahweh, Bahashem, Yahawashi. Bahashem, Ha, Rogak, Rodash, Mahamath. In the name of Yahawashi, in spirit and holy and truth, double honors to the 144,000 chosen elect, double honor to the elders of GMS, double honors to my elder Hawam, salutation to the archons on the four corners of the earth, and to the women and children, Shalom. Okay, well this popped up on the phone, and the Spirit moved me to do a lesson, because it's growing that more and more information is coming out besides what was that movie that they made, a document movie, Son of Freedom. I only saw the tributes, interview of it. I didn't get to see the movie, the whole thing, but the guy really talks in detail who are involved in child trafficking, right? Now we have another whistleblower coming out and also showing some more information on how this hidden business, right, is being done in America. Okay, the title of this lesson: Let Yahawashi arise. Arise means, let me read it here first. For a problem, opportunity, or situation, emerge becomes apparent. Okay, here we go.
Largest buyer and seller of children, unaccompanied children in the world. Every year, thousands of unaccompanied children are brought across the United States border, then they're sold off as slaves, and worse, if you can even imagine worse than that. It's happening. Inside the United States, this is happening. Before they're transported by the U.S. government-funded agents, they're being housed in large facilities like...
Now, Slaka, remember, America is number one in the whole world. So when you see these government, Congress, Edomites saying that they're making laws because they care about America or their citizens, okay, you got to remember you so-called Negros Latinos, Americans and speckled birds. The people in power today in America are standing in stolen land. So the laws that they're making is not to benefit none of us, okay? It's for them to keep stealing, robbing, plundering, and murdering. Here we go.
The ones we've shown you, former Walmart facility buildings in Texas. Here, you can take a look at this on your screen. We've covered this on the show before. And it's all happening with the knowledge and supervision of the United States government. Either that or they're willfully ignorant about it. They are facilitating the transport and sale of these children across the United States. Now a group of brave Americans have blown the whistle on this program, and they are trying to raise awareness about how this program is about to become law in the United States, and it will circumvent the United States Congress. One of those whistleblowers is intelligence analyst with USCIS, an arm of DHS, Aaron Stevenson, I should say former intelligence analyst, but a whistleblower nonetheless. And Aaron joins us now on the show. Aaron, great to see you. Thank you for coming on the show.
Thank you so much.
So how did you decide to blow the whistle and alert all of us to what was actually happening under the umbrella of the DHS?
So for me, it was because I exhausted all efforts at work. I started seeing the records about literal MS-13 members and 18th Street gang members using this program to get kids. And it was a brand new thing. I had never seen this before in the entirety of what was called the Transnational Organized Crime watch list. And I asked to work about it where I worked at USCIS, and we, trying to find some information out, like, hey guys, who works on this program, who knows about this? And that's not the role at USCIS. So I reached out to other entities within DHS, CBP and ICE and other places, and no one knew about it. So I reached out to more members throughout the government, at the Terrorist Screening Center, looked at the FBI, DOJ. I went to Labor and Treasury to see if anybody was tracking this information, and nobody was. So when I was looking for more people to help me out and no one knew about it, and everyone just kept saying, like, well, it's not our job, really, what are we going to do? It's like, okay, well then I'm left with no choice then. Like I have to go to the media. I have to decide someone is going to be able to, to let people know what's going on, because I tried telling work. They just didn't want to hear it.
My name is Chris, and when I was 19 years old, I was diagnosed with a pituitary tumor that almost killed me. Long story short.
There we go.
So you tried to tell the government what was actually happening. Can you explain to our audience what was actually happening, what program you discovered?
Well, yeah, so the program that I was working part of is called the Transnational Organized Crime Working Group. And this manages we call it the TOC watch list. And this watch list is not just like a DHS thing. The executive agent actually for it is DOJ, but it's a multi-agency, multi-department, whole of government approach to combat the activities of transnational organized crime groups. And what we did on a day-to-day basis, besides like help draft policy and try to, come up with ways to use this machine, we would get these encounter notices. An encounter notice is just it's a system of record. It's an email where anytime an alien is watchlisted on this program, we would know about it. It's almost live feed. It wasn't like exactly like up to date that fast, but within a few minutes of, let's say an arrest record, or if an alien was going to be flying in the country, or if they were using USCIS for immigration benefits, we would know almost immediately what was it for. So we started doing this program back in 2016, and it kind of grew over time. And by the time in 2021, when we came across, this watch list was around like 30 to 40,000. And in February 2021, so the first month of Biden, there was an encounter notice about an alien who was MS-13 that was applying to HHS to get an unaccompanied alien child as their sponsor. And all of a sudden, that was the first time I've ever seen that. And I did check, by the way, all the records because I still had them all. So I did a control find search. I'm doing a query to look for everybody. And we started seeing basically one of these every about 3 to 4 weeks. And by the time I blew the whistle, which was in July of 2021, there was a total of eight aliens trying to do this. When that thing got released in August, there was 9. By the time I went public with something else, there was like 12 people. So this was a regularly occurring thing, but it was also brand new. The reason why it's so also insidious, though, is you can understand if this was a new thing, if it was only like one clique of a gang doing this. Or like, let's just say like one sect of MS-13 from one part of El Salvador. That makes sense. But this started happening from gangs of MS-13, 18th Street Gang, and a Balkan organized crime group. So the countries this was coming from was Romania, El Salvador, Honduras, Guatemala. This was happening at a very, very wide rate very quickly, and it made no sense at all.
So these MS-13 gang members were trying to get access to unaccompanied minors that were already in the United States.
Correct.
And where were these gang members located? Were they also in the United States, or they were simply on a watch list somewhere outside of the United States?
So the other thing these people all had in common was they all first were illegal aliens. They all entered the United States illegally.
So they were.
But secondly, they were actually utilizing the defensive asylum process to stay in the country. So they were all illegal aliens. They entered without inspection. And you can be put in removal. Like ICE will find you, or CBP is like, hey, you can't do that. You're going to get removed. Here's your court record. And they make a bogus asylum claim. It's a very fraudulent process. And it's accepted by the asylum process. They just accept these things like mostly willy-nilly. And I'm talking like 80% of the time. So all these aliens, again, entered illegally and were utilizing the asylum process to stay in the country.
So they're staying in the country illegally, and then they're applying to get an unaccompanied minor child.
Correct.
It's so brazen to me. Here they've now gotten in, they've skirted the process, managed to use the asylum process, and then they're going back into the process to get a child.
Exactly.
And what are they doing with the child? It's shocking to me. And then what are they doing with the child? They're literally going through official channels to get a child?
Correct. And well, this is the part of it. So this is what child trafficking is. Because the U.S. government, we have definitions for everything, right? So the U.S. government, the definition for child trafficking is the use of fraud, force, or coercion to seize the custody of a child who's then moved for one of two purposes, which is either labor trafficking or sex trafficking. So a slave in like a factory or a sex slave. So this entire process, again, is all aware of too. Every single notice that came out about these 12 aliens that were trying to get these kids, these sponsors, every single one of them has a write-up also saying like, hey, this person's an MS-13. MS-13 is known for then drug trafficking, gun trafficking, extortion, sex trafficking. Like, it's no confusion to know that they are involved in this activity. FBI they knew about this information because they received it. 12 members of the TOC working group knew about it, but HHS wasn't in this information. And even after blew the whistle, they are still not receiving this information.
Listing your house on the market isn't the only way to sell your house. Selling to us is much faster, easier.
You're still not receiving this information.
So then this goes through what channel in order to receive a child? What agency? If I'm a member of MS-13 and I want to pick up a child, how do I go about filing this paperwork? I mean, it's unbelievable to me that there's an official process to go and pick up a slave.
You can do it within 14 days. Like 14 to 30 days is their rolling average. But this is all handled by the department, or HHS, Department of Health and Human Services. And the little ladder going down is the Administration for Children and Families, ACF. And the actual office that handles this program is called the ORR, the Office of Refugee Resettlement. This program is called the Unaccompanied Child Program.
So this unaccompanied child program receives a notice from an individual who has been flagged by your group as a terrorist and is a member of an international gang, an international terror gang, but they're not receiving the information to put a stop to it? Or does that paperwork just not even make it to them? So they say, oh, here's a request to pick up a child. We'll just send off this 5-year-old that we have here at this facility, and we'll send it off to this individual. And by the way, we'll make it easy on you. We will fly that person. We'll get on an airplane with U.S. taxpayer dollars and fly this child to this MS-13 gang member, excuse me.
Correct. Everything you said is true except for one thing, which is HHS does not receive the information. And this is the problem, too, because it's all unclassified. This is not like a secret, anything at all. This is not secret collection. There's no analysis which takes it to a secret or top secret level. This is all unclassified information that can be utilized over numerous government reporting systems. However, the actual case management teams are mostly contractors, so they don't have access to the information. But even then, like the federal field specialists, the actual feds at the sites of these kids, they're not receiving it either. And you hate to say it's by design, but it's by design. This is not a hard process at all. This is a very, very simple function of information operations. It's not hard to move information around, and yet they don't do it.
When you say it's by design, who do you think designed it and why?
Well, so it's HHS and I would just say their entities, because I doubt it's just a bunch of feds like GS-13s and 14s that are creating all the policies. This is probably more than likely a compilation of not only federal staff, but then also NGOs, non-government organizations, and also probably like contractors. They're the ones that do the majority of the work. So they'll have, the best practices. They'll know the way this works and, we have to actually do these. So when they create field guidances, it's HHS distributing that. They're actually writing the law for that part, the policy for that. However, there's no way they're doing it just by themselves. So I would say absolutely it's coming from that trifecta of the organizations that are actually managing this thing. As far as the actual authority, though, it's HHS. They're the ones that have the ability to change field guidance, change policy guidance, change numerous things that they want to. One of those things they're doing right now, for example, is the rule change that they're doing. If the viewers are not known about this, a rule change is where an executive agency, like the Department of Health and Human Services, they can take a policy that they have and just say, hey, we're going to make some changes to this, or we're going to solidify this thing into law. And it literally becomes law. It's the executive branch having legislative authority. It's called administrative law. It bypasses Congress, never goes to committee. There's no floor vote, obviously, because it's not even being voted on. They just notify the public, like, hey, you guys have 60 days, and we're going to, you can make comments on this thing, but this will become law whenever it is that we decide to.
Now, this is what you're trying to raise awareness about, of course. This is going to sidestep Congress. What can people do about this in their own district? And I'm sure there's plenty of members of Congress that have no idea that this is even happening. But what can people do?
I'll stop that right there. As you can see, already they start using slippery lips, that Congress does not know the wickedness that goes on when technology is all over the world and all over the space, right? They got these satellite dishes that are watching all of us every day and night. Okay? But the most important thing, Scripture made it clear that the earth is given to the hands of the wicked. So those who are in power, they know exactly what's going on. That's how come that document movie, Son of Freedom, shows a lot of the people behind this wickedness, okay, that's going on with child trafficking. I want to go to Song chapter 68, verse 1, and it goes like this. Yahawashi arise, let his enemies be scattered, let them also that hate him flee before him. And that day will come when Yahweh Shai comes back with the host of angels. How these wicked people, even 2/3 of our people who are in this wickedness as well, are going to be fleeing, but there ain't gonna be nowhere they can hide. Okay, I mean, look how what they are doing, setting children around the world. Okay, and top of that, using taxpayers' money. Okay, to take the kids to whatever country that they got to take them to, right? And then they're getting rid of the middle-class citizens here in America, and they're taxing all of us every year more and more, right? So they can keep doing their wickedness. Verse 2, as smoke is driven away, so drive them away. As wax melts before the fire, so let the wicked perish at the presence of Yahawashi. Woo! So he's going to suggest, I believe I was showing a website there, that you should go and write to your Congress and notify them. This is only giving them excuse and giving them work like they really care. Okay? When they already made it clear to the whole world that they want to bring in a digital system, right, and invisible money to the whole world, okay, that has new rules, right, money that expires if you don't use it when they say, okay, and that they want you to drink the new juice that they're going to bring about and to trust their fake science, right? Because their beliefs, their artificial belief system is the best of the best. See how crazy that is? And that's how come Yahawashi is going to come back and, and melt these wickedness away. I want to go to Isaiah chapter 9, verse 18. Oops, it's over here. Salakia. For wickedness burns as the fire, it shall devour the briars and thorns, and it shall kindle. Oops, let me hit this. It shall kindle in the thicket of the forest, and they shall mount up like the lifting up of smoke. It's gonna get bad, man. Before this day of burning of these missiles that are gonna come from Russia and China and other countries, when this second shutdown comes in whatever form it's gonna come in whatever other name they're gonna give it, yeah, we're gonna be seeing a lot of buildings getting burned. I was living in Miami many years ago. I used to live close to Liberty City, and a lot of buildings were getting burned. Okay, especially at nighttime when you're working in a hotel, you're in the high floor. You look at the window and you see all this area burning up. Well, we're going to be seeing that all over America. It's going to get worse. That's how ugly it's going to get. And top of that, when Yahawashi comes back with the host of angels, he's also going to be participating and burning things up and disintegrating people, wickedness from the face of the earth. I want to go to Malachi. Give me a minute while I turn the pages here. Give me a minute. I gotta look for it. Don't rush me. Take your time. Take your time. Oh, here we go. See? So, hit that. Chapter 4, verse 1. For behold, the day comes that shall burn as an oven, and all the proud, yea, all that do wickedly shall be stubble, and the day that comes shall burn them up, said Yahweh of hosts, that it shall leave them neither root nor branches. Well, it's going to be some serious burning, you know. I mean, it's amazing to me how the people in power want to keep using the excuse, because that's what it is. One big fat lie excuse that we add more laws and suppress the people more, okay, we can make a better world, okay? Now remember the word child trafficking, when they talk about child trafficking, that they study them into slavery or sex trafficking, we are all in slavery. You see? They are still standing in stolen land. And they're not going to be leaving. So we are still all in slavery. I want to go to chapter 2. Peter. 2 Peter. Slakia. Let me go there. 2 Peter. So that all they do when they move their lips is just lie more. That's what I want to say. Okay, 2 Peter. Give me a minute. I'm looking for you, Peter. Where are you? Hebrew. Give me a minute. I'm looking for 2 Peter here. Chapter 3, verse 7. But the heavens and the earth, which are now by the same word are kept in store, reserved, hear that, unto fire against the day of judgment and perdition of ungodly men. Yeah, it's preserved, right? Laying it built up for that day when Yahweh the Father turns loose Yahawashi, our King, my big brother for the tribe of Judah, King of kings and Lord of lords, to come back and remove this wicked kingdom. Because this is a wicked kingdom. I want to jump to verse 10. But the day of Yahawashi will come as a thief in the night, and in which the heavens shall pass away with a great noise. Yeah, those missiles when they start blowing up in America. And the elements shall melt with fervent heat, the earth also and the work that are therein shall be burned up. Woo! Look at the cleansing that Yahawashi is going to do with the host of angels. The solution and the remedy for this wickedness, right? That's all over the world, but it started all here in America. So it's going to show the whole world what is going to happen to America. It's going to burn down to the ground, and the whole world is going to have to bow down and worship Yahawashi and Yahawashi. Verse 11, seeing then that all these things shall be dissolved, what manner of person are ye to be in all holy conversation and godliness? Right? Doing the work of Yahawashi and Yahawashi. Even though they're giving us warning in the news and threats that they're going to make laws, right? that if you give false information, we're giving our information from Scripture through the Holy Spirit, which they want to stop that. They want to control that. They want just to use their science and only their belief system. It ain't going to happen. It ain't going to work, because things are going to get worse as they keep doing wickedness. That's the bottom line of that. Verse 13. Verse 12. Looking for and hasting unto the coming of the day of Yahawashi, where in the heavens, being on fire, shall be dissolved, and the element shall melt with fervent heat. It's making it clear. It's going to be burned. It's going to happen. It's going to be a done deal. Right? You don't see the people in power today, the wicked people, talking about that. Right? No, they're going around the world still today, right, having war. Still today, raping, stealing, and murdering and plundering around the world. Right? They don't stop. They don't quit. Hey, what happened to those children in Maui? Huh? Those 1,000 children. What happened to them? What's going on in Maui? Or in Africa? Uganda? Right? Haiti? Jamaica? Puerto Rico? I mean, I can go on, right? But no. They want to make laws, right? And use AI to catch who's giving false information. Well, we give the information through the Spirit in the name of Yahawashi Yahawashi using Scripture. That's not something you can go to a Christian college to get a degree on. It's through the Holy Spirit. Right? Moving on to verse, I believe, 13. Nevertheless, we, according to his promise, look for a new heaven and a new earth, wherein dwells righteousness. That's right. There's no righteousness in power today, in high power, in this wicked kingdom. They're all wicked. Want to go to Isaiah 51? Give me a minute. Isaiah chapter 51. Oops, let me hit that. Oh, getting closer. Give me a minute, I'm looking for the page. Here we go, 51 verse 6. Lift up your eyes to the heavens, and look upon the earth beneath. For the heavens shall vanish away like smoke. Woo! It's making it clear. And the earth shall wax old like a garment, and they that dwell therein shall die in like manner. But my salvation shall be forever, and my righteousness shall not be abolished. It's a done deal, man. There's nothing that these people in power around the world and here in America can do to stop that. But they're going to try their very best, right? They want to keep their wicked world, right, to keep doing wickedness. That's crazy. You can only go so far, and this is where we are right now. They already have gone to the point that if Yahawashi doesn't stop them, they will destroy the whole planet. They have no control once they unleash what they're about to unleash, but they keep acting like they are gods when they are not. Where am I? Let me go to Matthew chapter 24. Oops. Verse 35. Heaven and earth. Oops, I gotta hit this. Shall pass away, but my word shall not pass away. Now, when it says heaven and earth, it's not talking about the planet. It's talking about the world system. Okay? This kingdom system, okay, will pass away, but not his words. All right? That's how powerful, how truthful it is. Verse 36. But of that day and hour knows no man, no, not the angels of heaven, but my Father only. Yeah. Not even AI, not the Edomites. Nobody, not even Einstein, knows the day, the time, or the hour. Not even us. Okay? That is a special, special day that only the Father Yahweh knows when he tells his son it is time. Want to go to Psalm 119. Give me a minute. I turn the pages here. Oh, look at that. That's cool. Verse 89. Verse 89, which is right here. Forever, O Yahweh, thy word is seated in heaven. Seal in heaven. Slakia. Let me look at the word again. Slakia. Seated in heaven. Verse 90. Thy faithfulness is unto all generations. Thou hast established the earth and it abides. Okay? In other words, it will obey. Edomites, you have no choice but to obey. As much as you keep acting and pretending that you are in control, in charge, and that the blessing that was given to you, the sword, that he cannot take it back. Yeah, keep thinking like that. That's good. Okay? The whole world is going to see the truth. I want to go to Revelation. Revelation chapter 20. Ooh, thank you, Yahawashi. Verse 11. And I saw a great white throne, and him that sat on it. Woo! From whose face the earth and the heavens flee away, and there was found no place for them. Yeah. Because when they see those humongous so-called UFOs, when really they're chariots or clouds, okay, then not even the satellite dish can capture. It sneaks right by them. I mean, I don't know how many satellite dishes they have up there, but it must be more than 100. Okay, all over the world. In the thousands. And still the chariots slip right by, okay, come into the Shemines in the heavens, okay, and camouflage themselves as a cloud. That's amazing, huh? Verse 12. Give me a minute. And I saw the dead. Here we go now. Small and great stand before Yahawashi, and the books were open, and other books were open, which is the book of life. And the dead were judged out of those things which were written in the books according to their works. Now, how can that be, right? Because the angels, from the beginning of time, been recording the living on earth. Just like right now, the Edomites been recording all of us with their smartphones, right? Using the internet. I mean, it really started with, what's his name again, that president? Nixon, right? Watergates, right? For snooping and being a peeping Tom in America, he was hit with treason, but they gave him a choice between treason and impeachment. So he took impeachment, took all the money, and left to some other country and live a nice, comfortable life. How you like that? Right? Now today, they are recording everybody, right, and breaking laws when they're not supposed to be doing that. They're playing Peeping Tom, okay, with the satellite dish in space, but if they catch you doing it, looking at a window, right, or in a police department or something, right away, you get hit with a citation, you can end up in prison. See how wicked they are? I want to go to Isaiah. Give me a minute. Back to Isaiah what? 60, chapter 65. See if I do that. Oops, I passed it. Give me a minute. Oh, there we go. Verse 17. For behold, I create a new heaven and a new earth, and the former shall not be remembered. Yeah, who wants to remember the wickedness of this world anyway? Nor come into mind. That's right. It'll be erased, right? The disgusting, wicked kingdom, which is hell for us. This is not our kingdom to begin with. Okay? Let me go to chapter 66, verse 22. Oops, I got to turn the page here. Here we go. Verse 22. For as the new heaven and the new earth which I will make shall remain before me, said Yahweh, so shall your seed and your name remain. Woo! Verse 23. And it shall come to pass that from one new moon to another, and from one Sabbath to another, shall all flesh come to worship before me, said Yahweh. Yeah, the whole world. So this, what you call that again? This 501c3 incorporated prostitute churches, Christian churches, saying to love everybody, right, is one big fat lie. Okay. Oh, how about the Muslims? They have the same belief system as the Christians, that they accept everybody, right? But yet, when you look at the truth in the name of Yahawashi, in reality, right? Don't the people in power today in America who put their hand on our book, in our Bible, going around the world, raping, murdering, and plundering, right? They don't accept nobody's religion or respect anybody's religion. And vice versa around the world, the same thing. Right? Because it's man-made. It's not from Yahawashi. That's why. I'm going to leave it with Revelation chapter 20, verse 15. And whosoever was not found written, final word, in the book of life was cast into the lake of fire. That is Judgment Day, and it's coming. Okay, when we don't know. But we do know that it's getting closer than ever before. I hope that this was edifying, and with that I say Shalom.